Hello everybody, Disciple here with Overwatch Curios. So the new competitive season is starting today and we're going to launch into competitive season 5. Now chances are if you watch this channel you care a lot about Overwatch and potentially even play competitive yourself and care about your own ranking. And so I want to do my best to help you improve that in any way possible. And I want to be completely honest with you guys and totally level with you. This last season for me really sucked. I played way worse than I wanted to because I had taken a little bit too much of a break from playing, from traveling to convention, and playing a few different games other than Overwatch, and I really didn't do well. Now, it was kind of stressing me out and I was trying to climb a bit, but really wasn't getting anywhere. So I'm going to try and forget about that and focus on how to make this season the best season ever for me. And I want to help you guys do that too. So here are going to be 7 reasons how I think that we can all make season 5 the best season ever for us, both in terms of having fun playing the game and in terms of our actual rank, of ranking up and getting to a place you haven't been before, or even just getting back to the place that you were and that you've lost a little bit. So, the first thing that I'm going to do and that I need you guys to do with me is forget all about last season. In fact, forget all about every season that's happened up until now, because really all that matters right now is going to be season 5. They just don't matter anymore. And what you're going to run into are a lot of people saying, oh man, I was silver last season, there's no way I'm going to be able to get gold this season. Or you'll run into people in your game saying, oh wow, you were gold last season? I can't believe you're on my team, I'm going to troll and throw. And you're going to get all sorts of people bringing up these old results, or you might even be doing it yourself, and you really just need to learn how to forget about that, because the entire point of a ranked and a competitive system is that you're constantly trying to push yourself to improve and get better and grow, and that's not going to happen if you're focused on old results. It's kind of like if you're trying to lose weight and you say, well, last week I looked at the scale and it told me that I weighed this much, so there's no way that I'm ever going to be able to change that, and I might as well just accept that I'm the kind of person who weighs this much all the time. And what's even worse is, say, if you were to make fun of another player because of their rating in previous seasons, that's like looking at someone who's lost 100 pounds and saying, man, look at this fat guy, he used to weigh 300, when now he weighs 200 and he lost all of that. I mean, it's the dumbest thing in the world when I see people making fun of those who have finally gotten to Diamond or to Master at a Grandmaster and they were lower in previous seasons, except for people who bought boosts or were just completely carried by a 6-stack. They probably improved a lot about their play and really grew as players, and that should be something celebrated, not something we make fun of because of where they were before. What a lot of players don't realize is that they do the same thing to themselves when they see their previous season's ranking and kind of view that as a limit for themselves. Remember that wherever you are, your ranking is currently a measurement of how good you are at that time, which means that your ranking a month ago doesn't matter because it's a ranking of how good you were a month ago, not now. So please just do your best to forget about it and focus on season 5. Now the second part is something that I don't necessarily have trouble with, but I know quite a few people who play ranked do, and that's don't be afraid about your placements or about playing ranked in general. I know a lot of people who want to play ranked, but they have ranked anxiety where they're really afraid to just breach that gap where their games start to matter and where they start to really see results from them, as opposed to quick play where you just kind of finish a game and move on from it. Now, if you don't care about playing competitively at all, then that's fine and you probably shouldn't play competitive itself, but if you care at all about improving yourself at the game, it's just a good idea to start, and you don't have to worry about your results. You don't have to really care if you're not a platinum player yet, even if you think that maybe you should be. What really matters is that you get that start, you get that benchmark, and you work to improve from there. Now, when you do your placements, it's going to feel really stressful because it seems like those 10 games really make a huge impact on your season. And in a way they do, and in a way they don't. Now, your placement matches are going to be weighted quite a bit more than your other matches throughout the season. However, they really don't affect too much. You're not going to go fresh into ranked from a 50-50 win-loss ratio in quick play and get placed into Diamond if you go 10-0 and get placed into Bronze if you go 0-10. Instead, you're probably going to get placed around Gold. However, if you have been playing really well in quick play, or if you played competitive in previous seasons, you'll get placed a lot closer to your skill level and you really don't have to worry all that much. What matters is getting them finished. So my recommendation for your placement matches is just to play them like any other game. Try to win them as hard as you can, but don't stress about them at all, because you can't always affect whether or not you're going to go 10-0. You can try your best, but if you don't even start them because you don't feel like the time or conditions are absolutely right, then you're just hurting your own improvement and not getting started. Again, comparing it to weight loss, it's like you're afraid to even look at the scale because you're worried what it might tell you, even though you'd know at some point you want to try working out. Knowing right now gives you a benchmark to work from, and even though people might make fun of you for it, you just have to learn how to tune them out and learn how to rub it in their faces once you've finally gotten to that point you want to reach and improved. Now, the third one also has to relate to placements, and it's that your placements might be worse than you were expecting, but no matter where they are, you can climb anyway. Now, a lot of people, and I've seen this all the time in our comments and in my stream chat especially, where people feel like because they were placed in bronze or silver, they get stuck there and there's no way to climb out with teammates that bad. Now, there's so much fallacious logic here that I can't even take all the time to explain it, and I would need an entire video for that, but really you can always climb if you deserve to be higher, and there's no reason anyone can ever be stuck there. And your placements really aren't going to put you that much farther from where you deserve to be placed. If you deserve to be a diamond player and you get placed in silver, you should be having the easiest games of your lives. And if you do feel like you run into a lot of people who are leaving or going AFK, remember that 1, you're going to have around the same rate of ragers, leavers, and AFKs in bronze as you are in Grandmaster, and 2, it's never going to limit how much you climb overall unless it's happening to you every game, in which case you are an incredible statistical anomaly and you should go and buy a lottery ticket. You will always have games that you lose because of a leaver and AFK, and it makes me as angry as it does you, but you have to remember that it's all about the net, which is pretty related to the next one. You're not going to see your results immediately some of the time, but remember that a climb is just a net of games. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some, and you're going to have fun doing it, or else you're really going to stress yourself out. Just focus on trying to improve over time, and eventually your net wins are going to be higher than your net losses, and you're going to get there. Nobody ever lost skill rating because they began improving at the game, and if you're staying around the same skill rating and you feel like you're stuck, that just means you're not improving in a way that really matters. Now, I'm sure a lot of people have told you this, but hopefully when I do it, it can kind of drive it into your head, because there's definitely a lot of reason behind it, and there's really no way that anyone can ever get stuck at a rank they don't deserve. Now, my next suggestion is a more specific one, and also one that I think I need to take myself, and that is to rethink your hero pool for Season 5. Now, if you've had a favorite hero for the last season or even for several seasons, but you're around a 50% or lower win rate, you might want to think about trying to at least add in a few more heroes to your mix. If not, stop playing that hero altogether. There are a lot of Hanzo mains who like to complain about their teams and are stuck down low, or a bunch of other kind of weird or difficult heroes, and they're sitting around a 45% win rate, but they don't feel like it's the hero themselves that are holding them back, but their teams. However, especially if you have a hero with a higher than 50% win rate, focus on those heroes that are a bit simpler to climb with, or that are a little bit more flexible in their situations, and honestly, you'll see yourself climbing fairly easily when before you thought that you were stuck because of some other reason. If you win a lot of games on Diva, even though your favorite hero is Torbjorn, then maybe just focus on being the best Diva possible and make it interesting for yourself, as opposed to being the best Torbjorn, because honestly, that just hasn't worked out for you. The game's been out for a year, and you have to start admitting what you're good at and what you're not. Now, there are a couple more things that I want you guys to do in Season 5 that I honestly think are going to make this season awesome. And the first one is that if an argument breaks out, either in text or voice chat, muting is an incredibly powerful tool. Now, I see arguments erupt all the time, and unfortunately I join in them a little bit more than I should, but honestly, nobody wins an argument over a voice chat. Now, some people think they won because the other person stopped responding, or because they think they had the sicker burn, or they feel like their argument was backed up a little bit better, but really, you didn't win. You were just louder or more obnoxious, or the other person got bored. If you just mute the conversation from the start, either by muting the person individually or leaving voice chat if their whole team is that bad, you can focus on the game itself and on winning, which overall is the reason you're playing Overwatch in the first place, especially ranked. And the final tip is to always focus on the parts of your play where you could do better, as opposed to focusing on anything else. Don't focus on how your team is doing or how the enemy is aimbotting or how Mercury is in retrograde. Just look at the little things that you could do better so that you can eventually make yourself a better player at whatever hero you're on. Now, if you're not sure how exactly to start that, one suggestion I would say is to watch pro players and streamers and focus on their decision making and their target selection. If you like to play Mercy, watch a pro Mercy and see when exactly they like to be up in the team healing and when they really need to hide so they can save their ultimate for an important situation, and figure out when you can do that yourself when you're in games. Or watch how a Widowmaker knows exactly where to position and where to look for the best picks, and knows when to reposition before she gets picked off herself. If you can improve little pieces of your play in every single game, then you're actually going to climb way faster than you thought you could, as opposed to thinking that you're stuck wherever you are. Now, I know that these might all seem a little general or nebulous, but the reason I chose these are because they're the things that I need to reflect on the most in order to improve my play, and I thought they might be able to help you guys. If you don't really love all these reasons and you'd rather have them summed down to 2 words, I'd have to say, don't suck. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I can't wait to see how you guys climb in Season 5. If you guys want to watch how I climb myself, I'm going to be streaming my placements and then the climb from there on, where hopefully I'm going to be able to get Master this season. And if you don't, then thanks for watching this video at least. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.